I shared with you an example of this mom. Her name is Morgan Gist McDonald, who sold 40 tickets for her boot camp with 17 days of prep. In other words, she literally heard about this virtual boot camp process, worked with our team, decided that she wanted to host one of these events. She had 17 days to prep, and that was it. And this is what happened. Morgan is someone who helps authors and aspiring authors get their books written and published. So she has a small company that helps authors with that. She was running into a cash flow crunch. So she was in a situation where she needed cash in her business. Her credit cards were maxed out. She was in a cash flow crunch. She needed to generate cash quickly in her business. She had attended, I think, 15 of our boot camps in our company. So she is someone who had attended like every boot camp that we had run in our company over a period of several years. So she was embodied the become your mentor's #1 student. Like she totally embodied that. And she studied this for several years. And she decided to host her very own virtual boot camp. And here are the results. So you can see right here, she's running her boot camp. She is in the middle of it all, and she's sending me messages frantically about what to do, freaking out in the moment. But I want to share with you what she did. So in her case, the virtual bootcamp that she ran was a 3-day event. So let's take a look at our calculator. I'm going to zero everything out just to show you what numbers that she was able to get in her bootcamp. So let's zero this all out so you can see what's possible. So she did a 3-day event. So this is how you use this calculator, 3-day event. So you can model what's, do a financial model for what your bootcamp might look like. She did a 3-day event. She charged a very modest $147 on average for her ticket. So it was a very modest ticket price. She had 40 people attend the event. She had 40 people attend the event. Now, she was able to generate $5,880 in income from running the bootcamp. But she heard about the power of getting paid twice. And she decided to offer a $25,000 publishing package at her event. And she was able to get 3 people to sign up for her event, for her publishing package, and generate a total of $85,000 in revenue from those 40 attendees because she decided to take advantage of the get paid twice model. And you can see her writing about this right here in her messages to me. She says, I got one live on the pitch. So she made her pitch, got one live. Totally new person, no idea where they came from, but whatever I said has resonated. Oh, make that 2 people. She got her second sale officially, as she describes it right here, her highest revenue day in her business today. And because of this bootcamp, she was able to go on to generate her highest revenue month in her company's history using this approach. And I know for Morgan, it became very attractive to be able to say, hey, instead of working every day of the quarter, if I just did one bootcamp 4 times a year, one bootcamp 4 times a year using this model, that's a pretty good payday to be working 3 days intensively, and the prep, of course, leading to that, instead of working every single day, day in and day out. Let me share another example of another student. This is Justin, and Justin was another first-timer, had never done this before, decided to host his very first boot camp ever, and he generated 23 ticket sales. I'll share his story with you here. So this is Justin Donald. He's a lifestyle investor, so he's someone who had been a lifestyle investor, meaning he was investing in different investments in order to generate cash flow for himself. He had no business, no product, no experience. And in conversations, I convinced him to launch his education business by hosting a virtual event. I said, there's no better way to launch something than to start with a boot camp. That's what we did at the Ask Method company. And, there's a great argument to do the same thing. So he decided to host a virtual boot camp of his own. Now, he decided to do something on the other extreme. He decided to host a 1-day event that he charged for $10,000. So a 1-day boot camp that he charged $10,000 to attend. So when you look at these numbers right here, again, I'll zero everything out so we can look at what this meant for Justin in our calculator. So in this case right here, Justin hosted a 1-day event. Let's change this down to 1 day. He charged $10,000 to attend. It was an investing event. He got 23 people to sign up for his event and made $230,000 in ticket sales on the front end of his event. But he decided to also take advantage of the get paid twice equation. And you can see what happened at the event. He reached out to me and said, hey, thanks for all the help. I'm looking to do something special at the event. I want to make an offer. What do you recommend? We went back and forth, went through this process. And you can see right here, the results are as follows. He got live 19 out of the 23 people to sign up for a $25,000 mastermind that he put together literally on the fly, did not exist before the event even took place. In other words, he decided in the moment to make an offer for a $25,000 mastermind that he positioned as a founding member opportunity. So he was very upfront and said, hey, this is a brand new thing, never done this before. You get to join as a founding member, and sold 19, excuse me, out of the 23 people into that opportunity. So let's take a look at those numbers. He charged a $25,000 price point, and he sold, let's see, I'm gonna get the percentage right. So I take a sip of my drink here. We'll round it. We'll say 18.86, because this only goes to even percentage points. But he sold, you can see right here, 19 people into his workshop. He took the event from a $230,000 event to a more than $700,000 event by making that offer at the event itself. You can see right here, he sent me a text message not that long ago when I thought it was $665,000. And then what he said right here is through the follow-ups that he generated the next day, I think he had a few partners that signed up, and he was able to get his total to over $750,000, as you can see right here. So what's the secret? What's the secret to this virtual bootcamp approach and this virtual bootcamp model? Well, the secret is simple. The secret is when you combine the right event structure, the right event format, and you couple that with the right offer, both for the bootcamp itself and the offer that you make at the bootcamp, that is it. That's the equation. That is the secret right then and there. Now, I mentioned we've covered a lot of ground in the time that we have here today. Our time is limited. And I did say at the beginning of our conversation here today that there would be an opportunity for those of you who are interested in taking the next step and learning more and going deeper and getting help and actually putting this all together and all the pieces and questions that you might have. Well, you've got two options. Option number one, you can take everything that we've covered here today. And of course, you can run with it. You can take everything that we've focused on and run with what we've covered here today. Or for those of you who are interested or even just curious, I want to introduce you to a special one-time opportunity to work directly with myself and our team to help design, create, and launch your very own paid virtual bootcamp step by step using the model that we've refined over the last 3 years, hosting bootcamp after bootcamp after bootcamp. And that special opportunity is, surprise, surprise, a bootcamp on bootcamps. That's right. It's a 3-day experience working together with us to launch your very own bootcamp. Now, this is something that people have been asking about for years. We've done bootcamp after bootcamp. You've seen some of the examples, and people have said, when are you going to teach not only what you had been doing, but all the lessons that you've learned along the way? And so what I want to invite you, to those of you who are interested, is to learn about this special bootcamp on bootcamps. What we're going to be covering, how it's structured, when it's taking place, and how you can get access to this, as well as a number of bonuses that I think you might be interested in that we're making available when you join us at this bootcamp. The bootcamp on bootcamps is how to create, sell, and deliver your very own highly successful paid virtual bootcamp step by step. Now, over the 3 days here together, we are literally going to go through the entire process of idea to implementation together step by step. We're literally going to go through the entire process that we use to map out a bootcamp, beginning on what your workshop is going to be about, what to charge, what to cover at the event, the offer to make, how to design that offer, designing your bootcamp from start to finish, with the help again of me and my event team, who are responsible for putting this all together and developing over 27 different events in the past 5 years alone. So let me just give you a taste of what we're going to be covering, beginning with day 1 of the bootcamp right now. Day one of the bootcamp, we begin by deciding what your event topic is going to be. We begin by covering how to choose a lucrative, gotta be there topic that people will actually pay money to attend. We're going to cover how to figure out the real deep pain points that people will spend big money to solve and actually show up for, how to message and position your event so it stands out, the exact step-by-step fail-proof process that we use to pre-measure demand and pre-sell tickets before actually deciding to create a bootcamp. This process, by the way, has created home run after home run in our business with every single bootcamp that we've ever run selling out before actually kicking off the event. I'm even going to share with you the bootcamp topics that we've decided not to do based on the feedback that we've gathered from this process. We're going to talk about on day one, how to go from idea to implementation step by step, including the entire step-by-step process documented from A to Z. What to do if you've got lots of ideas right now and you're not sure what your bootcamp should be about. You might be swirling with ideas in your mind right now. How to decide which area of your expertise to focus on. This is not about trying to teach people everything that you know. It's about focusing on a subset of topics and ideas, and much, much more. From there, we're going to talk about pricing your event. So how to figure out how much money you should charge. We looked at a few different examples, and there's a huge variety, a huge spectrum of what you might consider charging. How to price your event based on something that we call the Livingston value equation. We're going to cover things like payment plans, installments, renewals, as well as bonuses and incentives. How to ensure that your pricing aligns with the value that you're providing at your event. The specific profitability targets that you want to be aiming for and what to do if you're not hitting these numbers, and more. Next, we're going to cover structuring your event. So you got a taste of sort of the high level of structuring your event. We're going to go through step-by-step, minute-by-minute detail. How to structure your event to deliver both financial results for you and a great accelerated learning experience for your clients. How to craft, create, and come up with your paid virtual bootcamp offer step-by-step. One that creates a ton of desire and demand and is simple and scalable and stress-free for you to deliver. How to structure the deliverables so that they delight your customers without making you a basket case. What must-have deliverables you absolutely want to include and what landmine deliverables you must absolutely not include. We're going to go into detail around everything from timing, duration, frequency of elements, and all the gotchas that we've learned to watch out for. Like, we've done this so many times. We've made all the mistakes, and there are a lot of mistakes that you can make, so you don't have to make these mistakes. We're going to work together to come up with your event curriculum using the step-by-step framework that we use for designing all our events. We're going to go through the entire process of transforming your raw ideas and content into actual workshop curriculum. If you've done things like in-person technical training before, we're going to cover how to break up sessions and translate that into a virtual training. We're going to cover how to come up with a clear outline and structure for your event that ticks all the boxes to create a high-quality workshop, and one where people walk away with value and clear takeaways right away, and much, much more. On day two, we continue by focusing on engagement and content. The virtual bootcamp is not the same as a webinar. Let's be clear about this. It's not the same as what we're doing here today. Active engagement and participation is key. Like, for example, one of the things that you'll notice is this is structured as a Zoom webinar. We don't see each other's faces. There's no interaction between any of us. You're interacting with me, maybe. You see me, but we're not seeing each other. A boot camp is very different, where there is opportunity for live interaction. We're going to cover how you keep people's attention without resorting to theatrics or anything crazy, how to keep people engaged, both for small and large audiences, how to scale your event. So let's say you start with just a handful of people, and maybe you want to scale that to dozens or hundreds of people over time. The secret to doing a large workshop and making it feel really intimate, like hopefully this feels somewhat intimate, like it's, you're seeing me on my webcam right now, and it's, it's no different than if you and I were, sitting across from one another in front of our computers, and more. We're going to cover how to provide one-on-one attention to students in a virtual setting, even if you haven't been able to crack that nut, like you haven't been able to figure out, like, how do you move people in a group and then also interact with people one-on-one. We're going to cover that. How to reach people in a way that touches them, strikes a chord, and inspires them to take action. How to structure your content in a way that's both value-driven, engaging, and outcome-focused. How to keep your audience interested. What to do if you don't want to be in front of people. Maybe you don't want to be in front of your people and you'd prefer to just show some slides instead. What if you're in that situation? We're going to cover that as well. How to prevent it from feeling like an ongoing monologue, like you're just talking for 3 days straight or a day straight. How to get into depth without getting boring. How to do things like integrate chat when running a one-person show. How do you ensure your workshop attendees take the needed actions to ensure that they get the promised results? Like, how do you get them, inspire them to actually do the work so that they can achieve the transformation that you want to deliver? We're going to cover everything from the most valuable activities, the best type of workbooks, templates, checklists, tons of examples of actual resources that you can use and leverage and model for your own work. All of which we've tested and proven to result in the highest satisfaction rates among attendees and more. And if you're already, by the way, getting great satisfaction rates among your attendees, how to get it to the next level by delivering actionable insights and having more people get results than you've ever had in the past and more. Then on day 3, we're going to cover making your offer and your pitch. So you've got people at your Zoom session, whether it's a 1-day or 3-day. And then you might be wondering, okay, what do you do next? Like, how do you make the invitation? How do you get people to take that next step with you? Well, we're going to cover all that. As I've said before, there's no better place to make a high ticket offer than at a virtual bootcamp, full stop. We're going to cover how to structure your event so that it builds interest, cumulative value, and crescendos to a point where your audience is highly engaged and ready to buy your offer, ready to take that next step. How to structure your event to be irresistible and drive immediate action. The exact step-by-step high-ticket sales framework that we use for making offers ranging from $1,000 to $100,000 and everywhere in between. How to script your pitch step-by-step, what to say and how to say it. We're going to even have an opportunity to get practice and real-time feedback going through the process of making your offer together, including what to do if you mess up and how to get back on track. How to make sales before, during, and after your event, just like the examples that we looked at. How to stick to your guns and charge what you're worth without getting cold feet and discounting to a lower amount. How to overcome the biggest sales objections, including time and money and spouse. And, you know, my business partner says this, and the exact lines and language that you can use in each and every one of those situations, and much, much more. In addition to that, we're going to cover all the most frequently asked questions that I imagine you have right now. You probably got some questions, right? Like, what about this? And what about that? We're going to cover all those questions and more, like how to structure your event without knowing how many people will attend in such a way that it works, whether you got more or less people than you expect. What to do if you only get a few people to sign up? Like, how do you change things? Like, if only a few people sign up to make people feel like they made the best decision and get the most out of your event. What to do if your pre-selling concept fails and you only have 1 or 2 people enroll? Should you refund people? Should you still host it anyway? Like, what should you do? Maybe do it with a twist. How to take an offline event online. Maybe you do something that you'd previously done online, but you just offline, but you haven't been able to figure out the right way to transition it. We're going to cover all that and more. How to make it feel natural and well-managed with minimum prep. How to make it easy for you, like super simple. Like, I'm on my laptop right now. I've got my iPad in front of me, and that's it. And we're going to talk about how you keep it super duper simple. How to maintain and sustain your energy throughout your event. How to keep everything really well organized, and much, much more. Now, one of the biggest benefits of this format, and this is like the coolest part, is that you're going to be able to participate in and attend an actual boot camp. You're going to be able to see all the little nuances around how we do things. And the meta learnings that you get from that alone are priceless. You'll see how we manage interaction. You'll see how we integrate technology. You'll see the types of activities that we do. So every step along the way, you're going to have the meta observations of, that's so smart the way they do this, or, oh, they do it like this. I want to do it a little bit differently. Now, you might be wondering, well, how much is this going to cost? Well, before I get into the ticket price of this bootcamp on Bootcamps, let me take a moment just to talk a little bit about some of the bonuses that you get access to and only get access to when you sign up here today during this live session. Beginning with bonus number 1, no tech, no problem. The ultimate hiccup-free, low-budget tech setup for running a pro-quality event right from your home. I kind of teased a little bit of some of the technology that we use to keep this super duper simple. But the reality is the devil is in the details, and the nuances of how you set everything up make all the difference in the world. So we're going to cover what tech is needed to successfully manage all the moving parts to run a virtual event like this, especially if you're a solopreneur and you're doing this all on your own or you've got a small team. How to set everything up so that there are no hiccups. How to be able to swap between Smile, Sketch, and Screen. How to use multiple monitors and iPads and underlying software that connects everything together seamlessly. What to do if you have a little tech snafu like I had a few moments ago, and how to recover from that if that happens along the way. How to level up your tech using things like breakout rooms and lobbies, and how to make sure people don't share links to people who aren't registered and paid to your event. You got to set things up the right way so people don't just freely share all of your stuff. How to create branded countdown timers, how to make your background look professional, presentable, and come across as credible, how to get your lighting right so that you look decent on camera, how to produce attractive slide decks and content, what to do if you're hosting a larger event with hundreds or even thousands of people, and most importantly, how to do it all on a total budget. using simple but powerful tech that you can run entirely yourself from home, or have a single part-time VA handle all the tech for you remotely behind the scenes. Like the super simple way to make it all happen. The value of all of these resources that we are putting together in this no tech, no problem bonus is over $3,200. You get access to this for free. That's bonus number one. Bonus number two is no team, no problem. The ultimate bootcamp outsourcing handbook for solopreneurs, non-techies, and first timers. What do I mean by that? We're going to cover how to get someone else, if you so choose, to handle all of the behind the scenes stuff, customer service and tech details, even if your business is just you and you don't have a team. Not a permanent hire, just someone who can help you with your event. And we know how to find trained people who can do this sort of thing. We're going to cover how to use an offsite VA to manage all your event tech for you step by step. We're going to cover where to find someone who's pre-trained, dependable, inexpensive, and who already knows exactly what you want without having to do hours of training and onboarding yourself. And the reason for that is because you're going to get access to our secret Rolodex of pre-trained, pre-screened resources that you can hire out for one-off events without making any full-time hires or getting locked into any long-term contracts. So let's say you're doing an event, you want to bring someone in to help you with the behind-the-scenes work. This makes it super easy. This list alone of resources, providers, personal contacts is worth the price of admission to the events. We're even going to give you a training on how to get help for free by trading access to your bootcamp content and the opportunity to attend your event in exchange for supporting you behind the scenes. So we'll have a way to have a buddy system. So if you want to trade with someone else who's going through the same training with you and walk through how to do that. And by the way, this is the exact strategy that I personally used myself when I was early in my career, and it was just me with no team, and I couldn't afford any help. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, step-by-step language to use, the exact place to find people who are both capable of handling the tech and open to this type of offer. This is a $2,400 value. You get access to this bonus for free. But it gets even better with bonus number 3, which is our ultimate bootcamp in a box. What is this exactly? You're going to get our actual internal detailed planning system that we use to host all of our boot camps, including our entire collection of templates, checklists, and more. That's right. This bonus is designed to help you keep track of all the details, all the things that you need, and everything that you need to run your event step by step. It includes everything from our budget templates, profitability models, how to know what to charge, how many attendees we project, all built from the ground up. It includes things like an entire pre-event checklist, all the touch points, every little detail mapped out to know exactly what needs to be set up before actually holding your event, all mapped out in day-by-day detail. In other words, what you need to do today, tomorrow, the next day, just literally step-by-step, every little detail around creating your event. What to do 10 days before your event, 7 days, 5 days, the day before your event, and more. It includes our entire event syntax template, which is designed to help you map out what's happening session by session at your event, all the content, the tech, the resources for each one. And speaking of resources, you're going to get access to things like our feedback form template. So how to get feedback from your attendees, a pre-flight tech checklist. So like before I came on this session, there's a tech checklist that I run through to make sure that I've got this, all these things set up. You're going to get access to all of that and more. This bonus gives you all the tools, the templates, the resources to run your own highly successful bootcamp yourself without having to create any documents from scratch or having to reinvent the wheel at all. It's literally taken us over 5 years, a lot of painful mistakes, and the experience of running 27 different events to develop the system. You get access to this for free. It is a $10,000 value. We've invested far more than $10,000 to create this system. We're just going to hand it to you on a silver platter. So how much is this going to cost? Well, consider this. You saw the numbers. You saw an example of a first timer doing this for the first time ever in Morgan, 17 days to prep. She generated $85,000 in revenue in her business using this approach. We heard about another first timer, Justin, who went through this process, never having done this before, generated over $665,000 at the event and upwards of $750,000 with the post-event sales that he generated from his event. And you've seen in our business at our scale, just to show you what we do, not to say that this is what you can expect, but this is just what we do, $1.8 million of revenue from a single bootcamp itself. So how much is this? Well, consider this. If you were to hire me directly, if you were to say, hey, Ryan, I want to coach with you one-on-one, I want to consult with you one-on-one, my personal private rate is $5,000 an hour. It's a real rate that I've charged going back to 2014. To get through everything that we're going to cover, it would require 25 hours of my time, which you could be more than happy to pay for. That's going to cost $125,000 to work with me one-on-one to go through this. Now, the good news is this opportunity isn't anywhere near $125,000. It's not even $25,000. It's not even $10,000. Instead, you can get access to everything that I've shared with you here today. The entire bootcamp on bootcamps, plus over $15,800 in bonuses. No tech, no problem. The ultimate low-cost, pro-quality tech setup, $3,000 value. Bonus number 2, no team, no problem. Outsource it all step-by-step using all of our frameworks and processes at $2,400 value. And bonus number 3, the bootcamp in a box, our entire internal planning system that we use to host and create all of our bootcamps, a $10,000 value. And you can get everything, a total value of over $25,000. Forget this, just 3 payments of $999, or you can save $500 by making 1 payment of $24.99. Now, you might be saying, why am I doing this? Like, why am I giving away the secret sauce? Why am I just giving away the farm and teaching you exactly what we have been doing, what's been most successful for us in our business? Well, my reason is simple. I want to generate success stories. I want you to be the next great success story using this approach. I want to be able to share your story. I want to be able to shout from the mountaintops what you're doing and the impact that it's had on your income and the impact that you've been able to have with your clients and your students and your customers by adopting this approach. Now, the other thing is we've set things up in such a way, we've structured it in such a way that with just one sale can more than pay for your investment of coming to this bootcamp. In other words, if you were to charge the $2,500 that we charge in our business to attend a 3-day bootcamp, just one sale will give you a return on your investment for attending this event. So the bootcamp on bootcamps is happening on February 15th, 16th, and 17th, 2023. 15th, 16th, 17th, 2023, right around the corner. So your timing right here, right now, today is perfect. Now, there is a catch. The catch is this. Because of the format, because of the nature of interaction, because of how we structure things, spots are limited. We cannot accept everybody in this bootcamp because of the way it's set up. And the opportunity is by application only on a first come, first served basis. Now, I know some of you are saying, all right, Ryan, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm interested. Like, where's the link? Give me the link. I'm going to give you the link in just a moment. But first, I want to answer one final question that some of you might be asking, and that's this. You might be saying, but Ryan, how do I actually market and sell my bootcamp and get people to sign up and show up and pay to attend my event? Well, I've got a special fast action super bonus, and that's this. When you sign up right here, right now, live today, and submit your application in the next few minutes, you get a special fast action super bonus, and that's this. For the first time ever, we are going to reveal our entire virtual bootcamp promotional playbook, the secret internal playbook that we use to market and sell our virtual bootcamps in our business over and over again, step by step. You saw the numbers. You saw the attendees. You've seen the results. We're going to just give you everything on how to set this up. You're going to get access to all of our ads, all of our ad copy, the funnels that we use to put everything in place. You're going to get access to the email strategy, the nurture strategy, everything that we use from traffic to pages to conversion and more, our entire promotional playbook that we use to drive attendance and get people to come to this event. Now, I'll just show you the value of this one super bonus alone. You may remember Justin and his success that he had using this approach. But what I didn't share with you is before he had access to what I just revealed to you in the form of the super bonus, he was struggling. And he writes, hey, Ryan, I'm not converting applications. I definitely want your framework at some time before my Tuesday sales event to sell people into this bootcamp. Anything that you could help would be super appreciative. This is his before results. After applying this, how did it go? Just finished my webinar. It was live when you called, went really well. 15 applications so far and counting. So remember those 23 attendees? He would not have gotten those 23 $10,000 sales had he not made the pivot and used this entire approach that I'm just going to give you. I'm going to hand it to you on a silver platter. The entire virtual bootcamp promotional playbook that we use to market and sell virtual bootcamps over and over again. The value of this alone is a $15,000 value that you get access to for free. All right, so let's sum it all up and let's get that link. All right, so again, the Bootcamp on Bootcamps happening February 15th, 16th, and 17th, which is a live virtual bootcamp experience. That's right, you get to experience a virtual bootcamp to learn how to create your own virtual bootcamp. Total value of over $30,600 for just 3 payments of $999. Getting access to over $30,000 in bonuses, including No Tech, No Problem, No Team, No Problem, the Bootcamp in a Box bonus, which is all of our checklists and templates and diagrams and documents for running the bootcamp step by step, plus our entire bootcamp promotional playbook, the marketing playbook to sell tickets and get people to your events. 3 payments of $999, but all you need to do is submit a fully refundable $100 application deposit today. That's it. $100 is all you need to submit here today by going to the link, jointhisbootcamp.com. That's jointhisbootcamp.com. Now, I know you've got questions. I can see the questions coming through. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get your questions answered. I'm going to answer all the questions. I'm going to stay here as long as I possibly can to answer as many questions as I possibly can in the time that we have here today. But I'm going to take a brief sip of my drink, give you an opportunity to submit your questions inside the Q&A box, and invite you to get your application because spots are made available on a first come, first serve basis. So first come, first serve basis, what that means is the faster you get your application in, the better chance you will have a chance to get it. So I'm going to leave you with that link, jointhisbootcamp.com, take a brief sip of my tea here, and then we're going to get to covering some of the questions that I can already see coming through inside the Q&A box. All right. So first question that I see coming through is, and I saw it come through a little bit earlier, what is the deadline to take advantage of this opportunity? What's the deadline to sign up? Well, the deadline to sign up is this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. U.S. Pacific time. However, the deadline to get access to the bonuses that you see here on the screen, including that entire promotional playbook super bonus, that fast action super bonus, is when the countdown timer on the screen goes to 0. I'm going to start that countdown timer right here, right now. So you've got 25 minutes to get your order in and get yourself signed up. Okay, next question is, can you summarize everything that you get access to when you sign up? Yes. Let me try this again. In fact, let's do this. Let's actually go to the link together. Let's go to this link right here, which is jointhisbootcamp.com. So I'll put this up on my screen. Again, that's jointhisbootcamp.com. It's going to take you to a screen that looks a little something like this. Work with me and my team of experts to create, launch, and sell your very own highly successful paid virtual bootcamp happening February 15th through 17th. And you can apply now by submitting a fully refundable $100 application deposit. You're going to see this reiterates everything that we've talked about, the live virtual training experience, dedicated implementation sessions, focus and accountability, small group breakout sessions, plus the bonus package worth you can see right here. No Tech, No Problem, No Team, No Problem, the ultimate bootcamp in a box, plus that fast action super bonus that you get access to our entire promotional playbook. Everything that you see right here, all you need to do is click this button that says apply now. When you do so, what will happen is the following. It will take you to a screen that looks a little something like this. You'll be invited to put your first name, last name, and email, your billing information right here, credit card information, check off the box. And what this is going to do is this is going to submit a fully refundable seat deposit. What does that mean exactly? Fully refundable seat deposit means that you will be greeted with a series of application questions after you click this button. So you'll submit your $100, you'll answer a series of questions, and then from there, you will schedule a call with a member of our team. And the reason why we do this is we want to make sure that this is a good fit for you. We want to make sure that you're going to get what you're hoping to get out of this experience. We want to make sure that you got your questions answered. We want to make sure that you're going to be a good fit for the events and that basically what we're going to be covering makes sense for you and your business. So the process is, once again, as follows. You're going to go to that link, jointhisbootcamp.com, click apply now. You're going to fill in this information right here, submit a fully refundable $100 application deposit, get to a series of questions that you'll be able to answer. And then our team will, you'll book a call with a member of our enrollment team. I'm sure you've got questions for us, be able to ask your questions. We've got questions for you. And then if we mutually decide that it is a great fit, you'll be invited to take one of the limited seats available to the bootcamp. And if you decide for whatever reason that it's not right for you, you change your mind, you find out that you can't make the dates, you find out that it's just not right for you, the $100 gets refunded back to you, and there are no questions asked. No. Let's see if I can get this working. No questions asked, no hassles, nothing like that. It's really as simple as that. So let me stop my share and then try resharing my screen here again and pull up our slide that has all of this in detail as we go through and answer our questions one by one. So let me see if I can pull this up, share my screen, and there we go. All right, so I'm looking at some of the questions that have come through, and I see right here a question about, okay, great. What are the dates and times again? Great. So the date is, again, it's on the screen. It's written right here, but I'll reiterate it. It's February 15th, 16th, and 17th. I'm actually going to look at my calendar to see what days of the week that falls on this year. 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's happening on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 15th, 16th, 17th. We start roughly at 9 a.m. U.S. Central Time, so America morning, and go to about 5 p.m. U.S. Central Time at night. So it's sort of like that time frame. We have people who attend from around the world. So if you're in Europe or Australia or Asia Pacific or somewhere else in a different time zone, we have people who attend from around the world. They just adjust their clocks for a few days, so it might mean staying up a little bit late. It might mean getting up a little bit early. But we have people from around the world that sign up. Okay, question. What if I can't make it live? Great. So like I said, we've got people who attend from around the world. Some people block off hotels. Some people treat it as if they were traveling, like as if they were getting on an airplane and traveling across the world to be all together in the same place, at an event like in Texas or wherever. But the beautiful thing is that you don't have to do any travel. Like, that's the best part, right? You don't have to get on an airplane. You don't have to book a hotel. You don't have to get in a car. There are no travel expenses, no time away from your family. I mean, think about it. You go to an event. What do? You got to make arrangements at home. You got to make arrangements with work, make arrangements with family, have someone watch the kids, the house, the car, the plants, the animals, whatever you've got going on in your personal life. Then you got to pack your suitcase. You get your suitcase. You take the car to the airport. You got to go to the airport security. You got to wait. Plane's delayed. Then you got to sit on the airplane. You're sitting next to someone that's not the person you want to sit next to, right? And it's uncomfortable and it's cramped and you've got all the hassles. And then you got to get into an Uber after you land and you take the Uber to your hotel and then you get to your hotel. I mean, it is a big pain, right? Well, you don't have to do any of that. You literally just open up your laptop and you get to show up. And if you want to create space for yourself, book an Airbnb, book a hotel room in your hometown that you can stay at and just have that private time for yourself. Okay, next, if you can't make it live, can you also get access to the recordings? Great question. The answer is yes. And the reason for that is, in addition to the standard general admission ticket, which you've learned about here today, we also have the option for a VIP ticket upgrade for only $500 more. Now, the VIP ticket upgrade gets you access to, number one, the recordings of the entire event. So if you can't make a session live, you can't make the whole thing live, you can upgrade to the VIP level and you get permanent access, lifetime access to the recordings of the event. But you also get access to 2 additional VIP-only sessions at the event. Number one is a special private VIP networking virtual lunch session. This is an opportunity where you get to meet and network with other VIPs. It's a great opportunity to collaborate and meet other people that you might potentially partner with, people that you might do that trade thing that I talked about, where you've got someone that helps you with the tech and more, and meet other people in your niche or in your industry that you can work with and connect with. So that's opportunity number one. Opportunity number 2 is a special private VIP only bonus session with our production team, so our event production team, to get your specific questions answered around things like tech, behind the scenes, all the details of how we run everything. We're making that team available to you so you can get your questions answered in the form of a special private VIP only session. Now, I want to be clear, even if you do upgrade to VIP, which is a great option, even if you are accepted, I want to encourage you to attend as much of the bootcamp as you can live. And there are multiple reasons for that. Number one, this is a get stuff done event. 3 months of work in 3 days. The point is to get your bootcamp done. That's the objective. We have this designed and set up to get your bootcamp done before the end of the 3-day experience. Number 2, you want to have that live experience so that you can model it for your own bootcamp. So by attending live as an attendee, you get to see sort of the perspective of the customer and have the perspective of being the one delivering your bootcamp. And then finally, there are always sort of confidential sections of a boot camp that never make it into the recordings. Like, for example, if we do a hot seat and bring in an actual real life person onto the event and share some intimate details of their business and their financial results and what they've done, it's something that they're being vulnerable and sharing in the room, and what happens in the room stays in the room. So there's a tremendous value to be there live. And so I encourage you, even if you can't make the whole thing live, to make as much as you possibly can attend live. Okay, I'm looking at some of the other questions that are coming through that my team is sending my way right now, which is, I'm going to cover these one by one. Okay, great. Great. What if I'm not that much of an expert? That's okay. You know, one of the things that I've learned from one of my mentors is that you only need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of where your customers are. And what my mentor told me, he said, look, to the 4th grader, the 5th grader is a genius. Think about that, right? If you've got kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews, or if you can think back to when you were a kid, remember the kid that was, you know, a couple years older than you? It's like, how do they know so much? But they're only a few steps ahead of where you are. You only need to be a few steps ahead or a step ahead of where your customers are. And in some cases, that can be the most valuable thing that you can offer, because the journey is familiar to you. Great question. And by the way, I want to remind you, we're down to the last 15 minutes and 56 seconds to sign up to get access to all the bonuses that you see right here. So if you haven't already done so, go to that link that you see on the screen, jointhisbootcamp.com. Go ahead, do this now while it's on your mind, while it's on your screen. This is great. Okay, great. Awesome. Jen says, look, I've got an audience of people who are maybe at a place where I don't know that I can charge, that kind of money in my market. What I would say is this: well, there are no promises, there are no guarantees, but you would be surprised at the segment of your market that is prepared to spend more in the area of their life that they want to improve. Remember, your virtual bootcamp is not for everybody. We looked at the numbers a moment ago right here, right? We're not saying that the bootcamp needs to be for thousands of people. You can get 10 people to sign up. 10. If you have a community of 15,000 people, 10 people is all we're talking about. And you can see the results of what that can be, even if we don't offer an offer at the event itself. So the beautiful thing about the bootcamp model is you don't need a whole lot of people. Heck, if you get one person to sign up, $2,500, you do a one-day bootcamp, that's not a bad day's work to earn $2,500. And then the beautiful thing is you've got a product out of it. Remember, right? You've got that recorded product that you can sell at whatever price point you want to charge down the road to everybody else. So great question. Again, jointhisbootcamp.com is the link. Okay, great. Do you need a list of warm leads before running an event? What's the difference between running cold leads? You do not need a list of warm leads. It'll certainly help, but it's not a requirement when it comes to selling an event like this. We regularly will sell cold audience into a bootcamp, warm audience into a bootcamp, so you absolutely don't need more. Question: how is this different from the workshop on workshop bootcamp from last year? Great question. The workshop on workshops is how to do what we're doing right now, how to host a workshop just like this that you can use to sell people into your paid event. This is the other side of the equation. This is the how to run and create that event itself. So a workshop is what we're doing right here. It's predominantly a education-based sales event. You're teaching people a little bit, but the goal of it is to enroll people into your next step. That's what a workshop is. A bootcamp is a more intensive get stuff done event, which is a very different format and a very different deliverable. It's something that people are actually paying money to attend, not in the tens of dollars or for a small donation, but for the hundreds or thousands of dollars like the ones that we've looked at here today. All right, we're getting down to the last 13 minutes here. I'm going to try to get through as many questions as I possibly can. Okay, great. Will there be another event? Absolutely not. This is the only time that we're doing this. There's no other dates. There's no other time that we're doing this event. I'd love to encourage you to make the moves that you need to make to be there. Or if you can't be there live, choose the VIP option and you get access to the recordings of the event as well as all the resources on top of that. Let's take a look. Speaking of resources, let me just give you a sneak peek. I know some of you had questions about some of the bonuses that you're going to get access to. So I meant you get all the bonuses when you sign up in the next 12 minutes and 35 seconds. Again, all you're doing is the $100 deposit. That's it. So if you're like, I'm not sure what credit card I'm going to put on, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the payment plan, I need a few days to put the money together. If you're in any of those situations, don't worry about any of that. Just get yourself in. It's just literally a $100 application deposit today. That just secures your spot. That secures your spot and ensures that you get access to the bonuses that you see here on the screen. Now, just kind of a sneak peek at some of the bonuses. I mentioned to you that you're going to get access to our entire boot camp in a box, which is going to walk you through how to set up your syntax and how to structure everything and the choices that you want to make around that. The day by day, literally step by step, what to do each day, 54 days before your boot camp, 30 days before your boot camp, 10 days before your boot camp, and every topic area for setting things up. All the tech, how to set up all the tech the right way when you're structuring everything that you need step by step. Again, it's taken us years to figure this out. You get access to all of that and more. Question about the format of the bootcamp. Great question. Let's talk about format. So the format is just like we talked about here today. It is teach, do, review. It is smile, screen, sketch. It's get stuff done in real time. In fact, today is a webinar. This bootcamp is structured as a meeting. Meaning we're going to be interacting. We're going to all see each other on camera. You can see right here. We do small group breakout sessions, the option to do small group breakout sessions like the one that you see here. How were we able to get 3 months worth of work done in 3 short days? Well, it's all in this format. It's all in the get it done format. And by the way, you can see right here some of the feedback that we've gotten along the way. From some of our past boot camps. You can see right here, 10 out of 10, the meta value. I love everything about the boot camp. Been able to make more action in 3 days than I have in quite some time using this approach. Love the ability to work through the exercises. The real value that I received is the output, just, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. You can see right here, good God, this is my favorite boot camp so far. I'm going to launch mine within the next 3 weeks. Insanely practical and opened up so many doors. You can see right here, had so hard to choose which one was my favorite. And the reason for that is we bring the A team. It's not just me that you're getting when you sign up to this. You're getting access to our entire team that's going to help you put this together. In fact, we set up a private Facebook group just for members of the bootcamp where we work with you before the event, during the event to help you go through this entire process step by step. Next question is there a payment plan? Yes. Again, there's a payment plan. You can pay 3 payments of $9.99 or save $500 by making 1 payment of $24.99. But again, all you're doing today is the $100. That's it. And the $100 gets credited. So if you decide to move forward after you are accepted, the $100 gets credited to your tuition. If you decide not to move forward, we refund the $100. It's as simple as that. What's the refund policy on the ticket itself? Well, I want to be clear about this. There are no refunds with the actual event itself. And the reason for that is simple. Number one, when we make a spot available for you, that means that that spot is not being made available to somebody else because there are limited seats. It's kind of like, the World Cup or the Super Bowl. If we're selling a seat to you, that's a seat that can't be sold to someone else. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, you're getting 3 days with me for what would otherwise cost 30 minutes of my time. So think about that. 3 days with me, you can pay for 30 minutes of my time for $2,500 or 3 days with me. And then we've also priced this in such a way that by getting just one sale, at a $2,500 price point gives you a return on investment at this event. So we've made this, try to make this as much of a no-brainer for you as possible. Okay, next question. How is this different from an online event? Again, an online course. Online course might be weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. We're getting 3 months of work done in 3 short days. It's all focused on implementation, designed to get it done. It's all designed to get it done. How are we able to get an entire bootcamp created in 3 short days? Again, it's all in the format. This is not our first rodeo. We've been doing a lot of these. I think 27 boot camps is what we've run at this point. Like, we've done a lot. We've worked out the kinks. We've worked out the format. You're going to see how we do it so you can model it yourself. And you can see what people are saying from this experience that you see right here. So we can see right here, oh man, I got more work done in today than I did working with a $22,000 business coach in 4 months. This is Eric saying, is it me, or even at $5,000, is this boot camp a steal? You can see right here, David, he attended our boot camp, our original boot camp on boot camps that we did when we were first learning this model itself. And before we ironed out all the kinks, before we figured out all the tips, you can see right here in the first 24 hours, he got 4 people to register at $2,500 each. He's already gotten a 4x return on his investment from the bootcamp on bootcamps simply by following the approach. And again, the link is jointhisbootcamp.com. Question, is this still working? Yeah, I mean, look, we just hosted a bootcamp. You can see right here, we hosted a bootcamp a few weeks ago, and you can see the results right here. We had a tie for our highest NPS feedback ever, a 9.4 out of 10. People still loving it, still getting an amazing result using this approach that you see right here. All right, we're down to the wire, down to the last 7 minutes here. I'm going to go rapid fire on the final questions that we have here. All right, can I do this in another language? I'm doing this in Spanish. Yes, absolutely. We have clients that operate in all sorts of different languages. You'll be able to do this in your language. Okay, great. Okay, great. I'm not sure what I can do can be compressed into a 3-day format. I think you'd be surprised. We compressed an 8-week training program into 3 days. And we're going to talk about how you make those compression choices, what you decide to cover, what you decide not to cover. And again, when you aren't covering everything, what it does is it opens up the opportunity for you to sell that follow-up experience. So if you have a trading program, BJ, that there's more to cover than what you cover in the 3-day experience, that opens the door for you to have a next step opportunity that you can cover. Okay, great. 6 minutes, jointhisbootcamp.com is the link. All right. Okay, great. Yeah, what if you have trouble signing up people to sign up for your workshops and traffic in the past? That all comes down to the offer. We're going to cover how you create an irresistible offer that gotta sign up, gotta have an event that people need to be there for. If you can't get people to sign up for your event, chances are that you, even if it's a free event, chances are you don't have a compelling enough offer, a compelling enough topic, a compelling enough hook that's going to get people to say yes. And we're going to cover exactly how you figure out what those opportunities and pain points and challenges and frustrations to focus on to get people to sign up. Okay, great. What would you recommend as the minimum number of days to set up a bootcamp, assuming content is mostly done? Well, I shared an example of Morgan who did it in 17 days, 17 days of prep. So theoretically, if you're ready to work and willing to move forward, you don't need a whole lot of time to make this a reality. Okay, great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yes, I like this model. Do it once, sell it many. By the way, if you have already applied, let me know that you are inside the Q&A. Say, I am in if you've already applied. If you're in the process of signing up right now, type in process. I want to see where we are in the final 4 minutes and 40 odd seconds that we have left before we wrap things up. Again, use the Q&A box to let me know as we cover the final few questions that I'm seeing come through. All right. Okay, what types of topics work for in this bootcamp? Is this just for business coaches and experts only, or will this work if I'm a life coach or health expert? Yes, you can do health topics. You can do, if you're a life coach, you can do this. If you are in a business topic, a marketing topic, absolutely, you can do this. Okay, great. What happens if I don't get enough people to sign up for my bootcamp? Okay, great. Again, you're doing this virtually. So even if you have one person sign up, even if you have no people sign up, you can still deliver the bootcamp as planned and you get a product out of it. And that's why I say it's a fail-safe opportunity. There's no way to lose in this model. You're going to win. Worst case scenario, nobody buys your product, nobody buys your bootcamp, nobody signs up. You do it anyway, and you've got a product that you can sell to people many, many, many times thereafter. Okay, great. I see that. Should I focus on creating my book first before the bootcamp? No. I'm going to highly encourage you to do the bootcamp first, and you use the content from your bootcamp, just like you saw me show you a little bit earlier, to create the course, to distill it into the book itself. Okay, great. Will we be hosting this again? No, again, we will not be doing this again. The last time that we did something similar to this was years ago. I think it was like 2.5 years ago. So, if we do this again, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now, never, I have no idea. This is a live, one-time only thing. Question, what if I still have questions? Okay, great. If you still have questions, this is what I recommend. Apply. You've got nothing to lose. It's totally risk-free. Like literally, just go to the link, jointhisbootcamp.com. It is a risk-free application. If you change your mind 5 minutes from now and you say, I don't want to move forward, no harm, no foul. We will refund the $100 that you have already paid. As simple as that. No questions, no hassles, nothing. It's real as simple as that. Okay. Tappan says, I've applied. See you on the other side. Awesome. Josette, I am in. Joe applied. Awesome. JD, I am in. BJ, I am in process. Susan, I am in and schedule my call. Excited. Awesome. Tracy, in process. Wonder where I need to finish the application questions by. Finish your application questions now. We consider completed applications on a first come, first serve basis. In other words, you want to be at the top of the pile because we will have more interest in this bootcamp than we have seats available. Lisa says, I am in. I can't wait. Yes. Awesome. Okay, great. Michael says, I am in and I'm enrolled in just in case. Awesome. I must meet with my partner to persuade him. We need to do this for your business. Get the application in. Like, if you don't get the application in, we can't give you the bonuses here. And the way we know is we look at the timestamp of your application. So we know if you qualify based on the timestamp of your order. So we're down to the wire, 1 minute and 44 seconds. Now's the time to hustle. Jointhisbootcamp.com is the link. You want to go to the link that looks like this. Again, it's jointhisbootcamp.com. It's going to take you to a page that looks a little something like this. You're going to go to this. Just go to this big orange button that says apply now. Click that big apply now button. Enter your name, last name, email, billing information, credit card info, check the box. It's only $100 today. That's it. Just $100 today. That gets your application submitted and gives you an opportunity to speak with our team to get any questions answered. So if you're like, I still got questions, like I need my questions answered, get your application in. That's the way to do that. So again, jointhisbootcamp.com is the link. Jointhisbootcamp.com is the link. And here is what the page looks like. And just to recap one last time, everything that you get access to when you move forward here today, you get access to the entire bootcamp on Bootcamp. So the 3-day live virtual experience to work with us and our team. You get access to the no tech, no problem bonus, $3,200 value, all the tech that you need to run, all the SOPs, all the settings, all the technology, how to set up, keep it super duper simple. Number 2, no team, no problem. How to get somebody else to handle all the sort of behind the scenes work that you might want to have in place, how to find people, how to train people, how to get all those people, a $2,400 value, bootcamp in a box, a $10,000 value, all of our checklists, scripts, all the settings, all the different pieces that you want to have in place. Our entire bootcamp promotional playbook, you only get that when you move forward here today live. That's a live only super bonus. Everything you need to get people to sign up and show up to your bootcamp step by step. And again, all you need to do is go to the link, jointhisbootcamp.com, fill in your application, get yourself in, and all you need to do is now, before the countdown timer ends, which is right now, to get yourself into today's session. So with that being said, loving this here. Rick, I have applied. I've been to your in-person events. Great to have you back, Rick. Awesome. Dana, sent in my application. Awesome to have you back. Leslie, very awesome. Dr. Velvet, pretty excited. I'm excited here today as well. Susan, I booked. Do I need to get a schedule? Oh, no, as long as you booked your call, you are in. Wendy says, I am driving. Wendy, be safe, but pull over, get on the side of the road and get it in. Monica, you and your team are awesome. Thank you for this amazing live training. Appreciate you. I love it. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. I love that you are in. For those of you who have missed out on the opportunity, I want to wish you well and hope that you've been able to take a takeaway from today's session. What I'd love to invite us all to do before we wrap things up, for those of us who are here all the way through to the end, is to let me know what's been your biggest takeaway from today's session. Maybe there was a tactical nugget. Maybe there was something that you pulled away. Use hashtag takeaway inside the Q&A. I'd love to hear from you. We'll wrap things up with a few takeaways, and we'll bring today's session to a close with all the great stuff that we've covered here in the last few hours here together inside the Q&A. Let me know, single biggest takeaway that you've gotten from today's session. Maybe it was one of the format elements. Maybe it was something about how to structure your event. Maybe it was about the smile and sketch and screen. Maybe it was about oscillating between teach, do, and review. Maybe it was the 1 day versus the 3 day. Maybe it was a pricing conversation around some of the decisions around that. Loving seeing these takeaways come through. Go ahead inside the Q&A, take a moment to share a takeaway, and I'll wrap things up with this. Bigger ROI on effort. Indeed. Paul says, 3-day event, more forgiving, more flexible. Yeah, you don't have to get it perfect. You have the opportunity to pivot and adjust each evening and make changes in the subsequent day. Julian says, thank you. The format, element, smile, sketch, screen, and teach and do and review were great. Corey says, so grateful for you modeling on how to do this. Dave says, smile, sketch, and screen for sure. And I can't even keep up with all the takeaways coming through. Biggest takeaway, virtual event is better than a live event because you have to, all the reasons that we talked about. You don't have to travel and anything like that. The pricing decision makeup, the 3-day boot camp. Love the pricing and the structure. Thank you, Panagiotos. Cycling of the formats, says Nancy. Aaliyah, failsafe, get paid twice. The nuggets, excuse me. And Leslie says, my biggest takeaway is that I can do this. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that being said, we're going to wrap things up here one last time. I want to throw it up on my screen so you know where to go. The link is jointhisbootcamp.com. That's the link. That's the place. We're wrapping things up here. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your evening. To everybody who has dived in and joining us and submitted your application, I can't wait to work with you to help you have the most successful bootcamp experience of your business and your life. It's going to be great. I've got some surprises in store, some extra goodies I haven't even talked about that you're going to get access to when you move forward here today. And one last time, that link is jointhisbootcamp.com. Remember, you can apply now risk-free, even if you're not sure, even if your business partner hasn't signed up, even if your spouse is someone you need to talk to, you can submit the application. And if you find out you can't make the dates or can't do it for whatever reason or no reason at all you got to do is send us a one-line email and say, hey, I changed my mind. I can't do it. You can apply 100% risk-free, even if you're just curious, even if you're just possibly interested. So jointhisbootcamp.com is the link. I look forward to seeing you at the live event. Take care. Talk soon. Have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week. And I look forward to seeing you at the bootcamp on Bootcamps. Goodbye.